So we're going to take this existing page on a client's website, which is not on It's Easy website, and recreate it on the It's Easy editing system. And we're going to use the It's Easy Camberley regional website as the host website effectively. So I'll go into edit and I will create the new page just under the contact tab. And I will also hide it from the menu so that people don't actually know it's there. So you'll see here that the header functionality and structure and the footer functionality and structure is inherited from the host site. I'm going to begin by adding a full width image in the top section, and once it's in place I'm going to actually give it a little bit of movement by selecting a parallax mode and then adding some text as an overlay, which is simply as selecting the text element and typing. Once I've typed that in, I'll use the grade text menu bar at the top to bold it and just increase the size a little bit so that it's visible. Having done that, we'll start building the page up, and the first thing to add is a grade full width section, and into that we'll place some text, or rather we'll place a header in there in a moment. There we go. And we'll cut and paste the text from the existing site in there and just format it. We'll center it and enlarge it slightly. Just remove the redundant text element. And having done that, we will then add a white full width section and start to build up the rest of the content. Now we're going to add 3 columns in here, which is what was on the existing site. And of course I forgot to make the eNew Accountant red, so we'll just rectify that there. And then into the columns we will add a rollover component, which is in the extras tab. Now these are specified in the design brief. I'm just removing the text overlay here as they're not required in this application. And now I will add an image from the images on the server that have been previously uploaded, and thank you Virgin Media. And there are 2 images on here, a top one and then a bottom image that is shown when the mouse rolls over it. And all I've done there is copied the element to the clipboard and pasted it in 2 other positions, and having pasted it in position I can now change the images to the images that I want. One of the beauties of the editing suite is this cut and paste functionality. I can do exactly the same for the whole 3 columns, which I'll do now, and continue to change the images. Now, thank you Virgin Media once again. This sort of rollover is often used as graphical linking, so that when the find out more image is shown, it is linked to another page on the website, and that is done by clicking the paperclip you'll see in the top grade menu bar and just selecting the page on the website to link to. Alternatively, it can link to a file or an external page not on the website. So the last few images are being put in place. As you can see, it's quite a quick, simple and straightforward process. And once this is done, we'll have the 3x3 grid of images and rollover images in place. Just have a look at it. There we go. You can see the functionality of the rollover there. Go back into editing mode, and now we will add a further grey full width section. and continue adding the elements, a header element here, and again cutting and pasting from the existing site's text, and then reformatting it by centering it and enlarging it. And changing the heading structure. There should only be one heading 1 on any page. This is all covered in search engine optimization sections. Now we'll continue to add the text, cut and paste again from the existing content, and also resize it so that it's actually readable on the screen. Another white section, and again we'll add a number of columns in here, 3 again, and into these columns we'll now build up the actual content, which will be some text, a circular image, which is the blue one. Thank you. And then we have a header, and we have some further text. Now I'm going to add also a little bit of extra spacing in a moment. We want to format the header so that it's red, and resize the text so that it is again readable on the wide screen in both instances. And now going to add a little bit of extra space between the top text element and the circular image. And all I'm going to do now is copy each element in turn to the clipboard and then paste it into the other columns. So everything is now formatted correctly. And if you're doing repetitive editing like this, it's easier to add the elements to the clipboard because you know exactly where they're going to be, and it's just quicker. And again, once we finish just populating all the elements by cutting and pasting, by copying and pasting, sorry, we'll then go to the website itself, the original website, and paste in the content. Here we go. There's one lot. By pre-formatting everything as I did previously, it just makes the whole process quicker. Now the headers, again from the original site. I have made a slight error here, and you may have picked up on it, and that is, I said previously there should only ever be one heading 1. I've left the heading structure here as H1s. They should really be changed to probably H3s, as we have a heading 2 further up the page, which is a little bit more important and relevant than the headings that are in red in the sections there. So we go just finally building up the content, cutting and pasting, and now we'll put the images in place. These are headshots. And suddenly the page begins to actually come to life. And we'll just have a quick look at that. We'll press the save icon and then come out of the editing suite and just have a little look and see what it looks like. Okay, a little bit cleaner than the previous version, but you might think that those link-in boxes are too big. So what we'll do is we'll add an extra column and drag and drop, and everything will be resized automatically by the editing suite. So add another column in there once we've dragged and dropped, and it's you know, a question of personal preference, whether the large rollovers are appropriate or whether the smaller ones are. The difficulty we have with this smaller one is we've got one hanging, but that can be modified later on. Thank you.